What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking out for the future of this company. I'm also going to be breaking down what may end up happening to the markets in the future. Now, am I guaranteeing there's going to be a recession or a market crash? At the time I'm recording this, I can't guarantee that, right? It's not guaranteed, but it is a possibility. It's possible the market's going to take a big hit. It's possible the market may be bearish for the next few months. So I'm going to break down what may end up happening to NIO in that situation, what you should be looking out for, and how should you go about when it comes to trading, buying, investing, and actually playing with the chart. So before I get started, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. The last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, whether it's $1 or $100, it's up to you. You are guaranteed 5 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 5 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free, to buy these dips, as I believe they're very good opportunities for a stock that has immense potential to grow in the future. Now, with that out of the way, this is a limited time offer. It ends in just 4 days, so please check it out to get your 5 free stocks. With that out of the way, like I said, let's get on with the video. So looking at NIO, we are seeing a bit of a downward trend perpetuating, but I want to actually talk about the current market conditions we're in, okay, before I actually talk about what's going on with NIO, because the market, the collective macroeconomic lens that we're seeing right now, it's going to affect how the stock market functions. So what's going on right now? Well, let's actually look at something Elon Musk said about the market. Right here, this person known as Zach, they asked, when do you think the next recession will be? And they asked Elon Musk. And Elon Musk responded. He said, predicting macroeconomics is challenging, to say the least. My gut feel is maybe around spring or summer of 2022, but not later than 2023. So you could see how it's very possible that he could be right, right? It's very possible, but in order for us to know that, we won't know until it actually hits. Because right now, people are convinced that we may be in a recession right now, but the only way for us to determine that is with 2 consecutive negative GDP quarters. We got the first negative GDP quarter from Q1 of 2022, but we won't find out about Q2 for a couple of months. The results won't come out, the reports won't come out for a few months, and until then, it turns out that what could end up happening is we start recovering, and that's when we find out, and then people panic over that later on. So for NIO, how could this affect us? Let's just go a little bit back. Right now, what's affecting the markets is the CPI data, fear of a recession, all those things. I mean, the Bank of England was talking about a recession potentially happening soon, right? Do we truly know it yet? Not yet. But what some big reports are showing is that CPI may have already hit its peak, and it should start to gradually decrease from here on out, because Jerome Powell already raised the federal funds rate by 25 basis points. So we should see it start to decrease. Inflation should start to go down. And that should actually be good for the markets, right? In the real world right now. But what if it's not that gradual? What if it's worse than that? What if it's so slow to decrease that the Fed has to become more aggressive with their policy changes? They become more aggressive with these rate hikes. Well, when you increase the federal funds rate, you are making it more expensive to borrow money for banks, for lenders, for business people, for big companies out there. You're slowing down our economy, you're slowing down money velocity, which in turn is going to have a negative effect on a lot of businesses in a way. And what happens is a lot of institutions move away from the markets as they become less stable during these times. Now, does this guarantee the market's going to crash? It depends on inflation, CPI data. It also depends on whether we're actually in a recession, what's going on. So I can't confirm it yet until we get more data. But excuse me. But what if that does happen? What if inflation doesn't go down the way we want it to? What if we enter a recession? The moment you see recession confirmed on the headlines, the market's going to take a hit, in my opinion, due to fear, uncertainty, doubt, institutional money moving hands and going to different places. So as a result, this is what I'm going to expect for NIO. First off, let's look at the S&P 500. We've seen the SPY just rally since 2020, and it does look like it's starting to actually drop a little bit. It does have this gap right here, a slight gap. Let me see. Wait, hold on. The gap isn't right there. The gap is like right here. There it is, which is an indicator that we might have a bit of a reversal before this thing continues to drop. So that's a possibility. But what I'm trying to say is we may have not hit our low point yet. It's very possible that there is more downside to come. So yeah, we could have temporary moments of relief. Like look at this right here. We dropped down, then we had some relief. We dropped down, we ran up, we dropped down. We should run up a little bit, and then we may continue to drop down on this bearish trend, right? It's looking kind of bearish. So this will have an effect on NIO, as NIO has a tendency of following the SPY, right? And there are also other factors that are playing a role. Obviously, there is some risk, but from the way I see it, when it comes to auditors and delisting, I just don't think those are going to really hurt NIO too badly. And also, if worse comes to show, NIO is guaranteed to be on the exchanges for another 2 years, so it's going to be okay. It's not going to stay low like this forever. But I actually have this right here. This is a Wyckoff accumulation schematic. This just represents how stocks move in a way, right? It's a theory. And this is what institutions often use when it comes to the way they trade stocks, the way they move prices, because it helps them make more money. For instance, they short here, push it up a little bit, short, make a lot of money off that. Then all of a sudden they go long, they start buying calls, they start buying lots of shares, they push it up, then they sell, it crashes. Just like this, right? This is like the pattern. It often encompasses how the market moves. For NIO, I think we're going to see something similar, because if you look at how NIO has been moving, it looks similar to this. So we had the top, phase A. We dropped to preliminary support. We got a bounce off that. Okay, we had the sell climax right here. The SE, it's right here. I want to put it here, but I have those lines. I don't want to delete them just yet. Then we have the automatic reaction, AR, sell test, another nice balance to the upside. And I can be a little bit off when I make this, but you understand my point. Then we have a drop here, right? This drop right here to the sell test in phase B. Now, some people may wonder, is that the spring? It does not look like that was the spring. It looks like this is the sell test. We got a nice little move to the upside, just like this part. See this? This is like this. And now we're slowly starting to drop to the spring. See that? The spring phase? The spring would put us in phase C. So a lot of the crashing, it's been going on for a long time. I mean, this thing's been dropping since November 2021, even longer than that. I mean, we've been kind of down since mid 2021. But you understand my point. It's been a long time. And soon what's going to happen to NIO is this. It's possible this thing continues to drop a little more. It might have some relief like this, push up, filling gaps, then dropping. Because if you go back, actually, let me go back for 1 second and show you this. Looking at NIO, there's a gap up here, right? I was talking about this. There's a chance NIO is going to fill this gap soon, and then it's going to continue to drop. Otherwise, if it doesn't do that, it's going to fill this gap later on. But I think it's going to fill this soon, first, before it continues to drop down. So if that's the case, going back to this chart, NIO pushes up a little bit, fills that gap around that 17, then it starts dropping. And it may continue to be kind of sideways and slowly descending little by little for a few months, leading us to the spring phase, kind of like this. This is where our new bottom could be. I don't know if it's going to find its bottom at 12. Could it go to 8? It's possible. It's a possibility. But once we find that bottom, once the market takes that turn, my expectation would be NIO switches directions and we turn very bullish and this thing starts slowly pushing up and up and up, and it becomes quite bullish actually, and we get that recovery that we have been waiting for so long. So it's very possible we see price action like this, and then we just continue to just move up and up and up like that. So if this is the case, which is very possible, right, that would put the spring right here. How should you go about this when it comes to investing and trading? Well, I'm not giving financial advice, okay? But don't look at this as a curse, the drop. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Maybe you're a little down on your money, but you're not down until you sell. If you sell all your NIO shares at the bottom, you're going to miss the recovery phase, okay? And another thing about that is you shouldn't look at opportunities as good or bad. It's because in the market, there's always a good opportunity. There's always an opportunity to buy puts, to sell covered calls. I think selling covered calls, this is a very good opportunity to do that. If you don't know what that means, you should look it up, because that is a video for another day. It's very comprehensive. It's actually not that comprehensive. It's kind of complicated, but selling covered calls, good opportunity. Learning how to trade, good opportunity. If you don't have time for that, if you don't want to trade, right, it's very possible and actually not as strenuous as some people may think it is. But when it comes to the drop, as this thing drops and drops and drops, this is also a very good buying opportunity. If you don't have the time to trade, buying in these zones, it's a very good opportunity. Now the question is, what about delisting? Right now, there's no confirmation that NIO is getting delisted this year or next year. But for 2024, it's a possibility. It's extremely unlikely, but it is a possibility, right? But we have plenty of time. And when the market recovers, NIO is going to recover with the market. So it may look something like this, right? Just know there's always an opportunity, and it's not the end of the world. Very good buying opportunities for the long term are going to come. How low are we going to go? I don't know. I don't truly know. We could keep going lower. We could fall even below 12. It's possible. But for me, it's a fantastic buying opportunity. It's a good time to buy some leaps, long term calls, and it's not the end of the world, in my opinion. So, with that said and done, the reason why this company is going to recover is because the whole market is going to help it push up. And also, the fundamentals are improving. The ET5 is going to be huge. Their expansion to different countries is fantastic. I can't wait for what the future holds. So I'm still incredibly bullish for the long term. Very good buying opportunities should be coming our way. If this is the case, right? Not guaranteed. Nothing in this market is 100% guaranteed. But one thing I'll tell you is you have to remain intelligent by keeping your emotions aside. Remain strong, have a good strategy. Whether you're just buying these dips for the long term, whether you're trying to trade it, it's up to you. All of those things could work. Whether the market goes up or down, you can make money. Don't worry. Stay strong, stay safe. With that out of the way, NIO has immense potential. NIO to the moon. Enjoy your weekend and peace out.